Historically, the Alvan Federal College of Education Owerri was established in 1963 as the Advanced Teachers Training College Owerri by the then Eastern Nigerian government, charged with the responsibility of producing teachers for intermediate manpower level. The college later transited to a College of Education in 1973 under the Obabi Asika-led military administration of the East Central State. The college was named Alvan College of Education in honor of one of the country's great educationists, Alvan Ikoku. As the institution continued to grow from strength to strength, it was in 2007 taken over by the federal government, thus becoming the Alvan Federal College of Education, simply abbreviated as AIFCE Owerri. Although the college was pronounced a University of Education in 2015, that name was for certain reasons reverted few months after. The college, which at inception took off on the grounds of the old Sheikh Camp Owerri, has since expanded across Olu Road by the Nwori River. In its over 5 decades of existence, the Alvan Federal College of Education has been headed by several provosts, while Dr. Dan Anyanwu is the current and second substantive provost in the federal dispensation of the college. The Orogwe, or the Westbourne Dr. Dan Anyanwu, is a PhD holder in fish nutrition from the Federal University of Technology Owerri, Futo, MSc holder from the University of Ibadan, and had his first degree from the University of Nigeria, Nsukka, postgraduate diploma in education from the Imo State University, among other degrees. Dr. Dan Anyanwu, who began his lecturing career in 1993 at the Alvan Federal College of Education, rose to occupy the position of the head of Department of Agricultural Science of the college from 2005 to 2008, while he was the coordinator of Students' Industrial Work Experience Scheme, SEWEX. Dr. Anyanwu also served the college in various committees, among which were the College Research Committee 2012 to 2017, Staff Disciplinary Committee 2013 to 2017, and Step B Project Committee. With over 50 academic publications to his credit, many of which are reputable international journals, Dr. Dan Anyanwu has attended and presented well-researched papers in so many conferences, both local and global. Appointed the Deputy Provost of the college on 1st November 2016, he was also elected as member of the Governing Council in 2017 and subsequently the acting provost of the college, a position he held for 8 months before becoming the substantive provost of the Alvan Federal College of Education.
When I got on board, as a provost. I continued from where others stopped. And then from there, I was able to define my own success, a template. And I've kept on with that to this moment.
On assumption of duty as the substantive provost of one of Africa's reputable colleges of education, Alvan, Dr. Anyanwu spared no effort in defining his success template with ultimate goals to achieve excellence in teaching, learning, research, and innovation in the college.
Transparency. If you are transparent to people you are working with, let them know what they are doing, even on the part of students. Be transparent. Work with them, involve them in whatever you are doing. Do consultations.
Perhaps the first indication that the provost would ultimately achieve his set goals emerged from the established cordial relationship with council members, staff, and also the students.
Dr. Dan Anyanwu is one man I respect his sincerity of purpose. I respect his sincerity of quote and no quote. And there's something that makes him stand out among the chief executives I've ever worked with. And I can tell you on a good authority that he's one man that has listening ears. He's a man that has listening ears. And I think he has also done well because he consults widely.
He's a jovial person, an amiable digital provost. So anytime, anywhere you call him, he will attend to you.
This is the most student-friendly provost and the most accessible provost in terms of his relationship with the students and as well the staffs, both the academic and non-academic.
I've seen the relationship go on well, and I've seen it to be fruitful. I've seen the fruitfulness of the relationship because we've not had any breakdown or any breakdown in school and school activities like strike since I've been here. No, but I heard there have been strikes since before I was here. But no, since I was here, there's not been strike. So it's been really cool.
He's a very principled person. He likes keeping his principles, and also he's a hard-working man. Like a man that knows his onion. Like he knows what he wants at every time, and he goes for what he wants. And what he wants is always, when I look at it, is always the best.
You know, it's not the kind of noisy leader, but when you talk about a man who knows what he wants to go for, pursues that goal, and achieves that goal, that is Dr. Anyanwu.
A visit to Alvan, an interface with a wide range of individuals, students, lecturers, non-academic staff, and stakeholders, gave a clear indication that the Dan Anyanwu-led administration is undoubtedly taking the college to an enviable level of development. To the provost, the first major achievement he recorded is staff training and development. Within this period, his management placed high premium on academic staff training and development, and thus expanded strategies through in-house teachings for various categories of staff.
Both ST&D and the conferences, we made these things open. In fact, of all institutions, colleges of education, I think we are about, it's on record that this college within the period has recorded about the highest number of beneficiaries on ST&D, academic staff training and development. And that is actually one of the major reasons why we can boast of having several number of PhD holders and master's degree holders in the college today.
If you come to Alvan now, we are better both in infrastructure and personnel than most of our universities around. For instance, we have close to 300 PhD holders, which you may not be able to get in some universities. We have to up to of the 600 and something academic staff in this college, close to 300 are PhD holders.
Especially in the area of staff capacity development, human capacity development. I was discussing with a friend recently, and we discovered in the past 2 years, there has hardly been any 2 weeks without this college producing 1 or 2 PhDs. In the past 2 years, there has not been any straight 2 weeks without a staff of this college attaining a PhD. This is a college of education that can boast of human capacity far above more than half of the universities in this country. Currently, I may not have the full figures, but I can assure you that this college has close to 300 PhD holders. We have universities in Nigeria that have less than 100.
In terms of trying to make sure that there's peace and order in the place, he has also been able to achieve that. He has made staff to be okay in terms of where they work, and to have a confidence in the work that they do. Above all, he's a magnified, God-fearing man, and he has been able to work under the influence of God. I think one should be able to give him that credit.
His administration has been one of the most peaceful, because from the inception he came in till now, the college has not experienced any problem, either from the labor or from the workers or from the students. It has been calm. He's been doing well in all its ramifications. He's a man, I think, I'd say that he thinks before he talks. He assesses his words and holds on to the word he says. He is a good man.
For us in Alvan here, we have an e-library that's where students can come and access materials online. We have millions and millions of books in the cloud they can access from the comfort of their home, because we run a 24-hour internet service for them in that e-library. And then we'll subscribe to about 4 to 5 different e-resources they can now use to make up what we have in the physical library of the college.
Road infrastructure received the greatest attention of the provost. To the admiration of the students, staff, and visitors to the college, most of the Alvan internal roads, which were a nightmare, have all been reconstructed.
have good working and functioning third roads in the college, and some of the parts of the college where we don't have third roads, where we only walk by foot. He expanded them and built a new road walkway project where vehicles can now freely move around the college, and it's a nice one. It's enhancing the movements of lecturers' vehicle and student vehicle in the college.
I'm excited. I'm happy about it because during rainy season, when we want to come for lectures, there's this kind of water that will gather in a certain place. Then when we are coming for a lecture, we have to start looking for another route to go through, when this is another shorter route to go for the lecture. So I'm excited about it. At least now it can ease our stress. We can go for lectures freely without having to go through a very long distance.
Yeah, the road is quite okay. It's very good. Like, it's nice. Unlike before, that you have potholes and water everywhere, but now it's very okay.
Under his watch, the college can boast a substantial number of lecture halls and facilities.
Most of these things are divinely arranged. Divinely arranged. There are some people, from nowhere. They make themselves available to help, to be of assistance. And then that's why you see most of these things, even when there are challenges on accessing most of these things or getting them tidied up. Then most have been fortunate by his grace to meet well-meaning people who have been able to come in to assist us realize most of these things.
The management, I would say, are making judicious use of the funds. That is why we are seeing all these new buildings. And before now, classroom accommodation, office accommodation were problems. But now it's no more like that. Students have conducive learning environment where they stay, and staff too.
It is to the credit of the Anyanwu administration that the college senate building has been completed and now in use.
The Senate building, which has been on construction, is ready. It's courtesy.
A major challenge that confronted the college upon his assumption of duty was shortage of water. This became so bad that students at some points found their way to the neighboring FNC in search of water. But with prompt intervention of the provost, the college has provided solar-powered boreholes to address the problem once and for all.
I got to know that that was one of the major problems the students had. And then we thought of how to tidy up that matter, that issue. And we were able to get one of our partners in the college. Within a space of less than 2 months, we had boreholes solar powered. And since that time till now, students have been enjoying that. Whether there is light or there is no light, the water will be running.
The provision of a functional mini-mart where both students and staff can make easy purchases without having to leave the college gate at will in search of where to buy has further endeared the provost to the staff and students.
I rose in rank in the college, and then I knew that one of the major challenges we had in the past was we had to buy things within the college community, and most times you were thrown into quacks, eating things you're not supposed to eat, because it is called that our institution is quite isolated from the town a little bit. So you can't be running to the town to buy little things you need. And so we thought of that majorly, that is fit for a college community, that takes well over more than 20,000 people ahead. And then gradually we were able to put in place the mini-mart and then allow it to grow.
We appreciate it when things are made easier. So we always patronize our mini-mart.
Needs and aspirations of the learners must work.
Proactive as the provost is, students of Alvan Federal College of Education did not feel much of the impact of COVID-19 as he promptly introduced online teaching for the students with the use of online teaching tools and techniques. He procured and developed information technology facilities in teaching, learning, and all the aspects of college administration.
I want to put it on record. It's also confirmed that Alvan was the first Federal College of Education in Nigeria to implement the online teaching in Nigeria. At some point, under the directive of Dr. Anyanwu, carefully monitoring this and guiding us, we stepped into this uncharted territory and excelled at it. I do have it on record that as Director of Academic Planning during that period, 3 different colleges of education in Nigeria approached Alvan to teach them how to do this under Dr. Anyanwu.
The COVID-19 era was there, affected so many schools academically. But because of the digital provost we had, our students didn't feel much of the impact. During that time, our lectures were still going on through Zoom, through WhatsApp, through Google Class.
During COVID, we enjoyed, we were part of the schools that enjoyed online teaching. Most schools didn't actually have that opportunity, but our students had that opportunity to enjoy the online teaching.
The optical fiber cables are also energized, thus significantly improving and expanding internet services in the institution.
This is a rack, it's a network rack, and it houses a lot of equipment that are sophisticated. And what do we do with them? We send Wi-Fi across the college. Wi-Fi, not just Wi-Fi, also what we call a local area network. So it pervades the entire campus, the 2 campuses that we have. And what does it do? It affords students and lecturers the opportunity to go to the internet and do their research, do their studies effectively, generally have a good global visibility.
To me, I thought it was like a joke, like when I heard that we will start streaming, like we'll start having our free Wi-Fi and every other thing. To me then I thought, but when I came on board as SUG president, I saw wires going around the school and every other thing. And I met one of the contractors then that was handling the project. He said that yes, it's true. I said okay. From there on, the Wi-Fi came to the provost office. From the provost office, it moved to other places like the student hostels and every other thing. So we're actually enjoying it. It's a good one.
Students are happy with it. At the comfort of their hostels, they can always access internet. As if that is not enough, we also have the Nugitech working in collaboration with the ICT department to provide ICT services.
When they study, they're not limited to boundaries like maybe their handouts. They can go global, make researches, go beyond what the lecturer is teaching. So they're as good as they are competing with people out there in Harvard, in Oxford, whatever, because whatever material those people have, it's also what they have.
Perhaps another area where the provost is said to have scored a high mark is on management, lecturers-students relationship.
Over the years, we've maintained good working relationship with the council, with the staff and students.
I would say it's cordial, even though things are not moving very well because of the tone of the country. The tone of the country is nothing to write home about, and Alvan is not an exception of the situation. So we wouldn't go to ask the provost what he doesn't have. So we wouldn't go to ask him what he doesn't have. It would be insensitive and unrealistic if we go to ask him what he doesn't have. More often than not, the hands are tied. The hands are tied. Just like it is in the country, the tune of the country is the tune of the college.
All those interviewed are agreed that the Dr. Dan Anyanwu administration promoted effective governance through observance of rule of law, ethics, financial probity, and the fear of God.
A very humble man, simple and straightforward. He doesn't cut corners, and he believed, primarily in principles. And because of all these qualities, discovered that almost all the principal officers, you find it very easy to relate with him because he doesn't hide any information from us.
He's very friendly. He's very interactive. He carries everybody as his person. So he is a man who have created such a workforce, a working environment that is very attractive, that have made the staff to bring in their optimal services.
I think his administration has achieved a lot. Is he talking about the zero tolerance and social vices among the students in the college, and the exam malpractice, courtesan, the zero tolerance among the management? He's doing a wonderful job in the college.
It's a cordial one. We try to see the students as those placed under us to train and retrain. And it is from that perspective, that we treat them as kids that are placed under us to take care of and to see to their upbringing.
While the internal quality assurance measures strongly confronted and checkmated corrupt tendencies in the college, his administration also maintained a zero tolerance for sexual harassment, including anti-plagiarism policy, all geared towards promoting academic integrity and quality.
A lot of our colleagues have attended conferences, seminars, workshops, and very high academic trainings, even outside the country, during his period. If you get around the school, you see that it's neat. We don't drop things anyhow again because he is a decent man. In Shell Camp here, the environment has changed. Unlike how it was before now, the road is highly motorable now. And there's another building there now he just commissioned where my school is going over to, because almost all my staff are in the main campus. And he has approved it for us that we come over here. Indeed, he's a silent achiever.
I would say that his regime or his tenure, before I graduated from the school, was a very nice one in terms of wanting to improve the school activities going on. So talk for instance, when we're writing our exams, we're very sure that exam malpractices were all scrambled out. Then talking about the vices, courtesan, the rate of courtesan reduced, and there were some ongoing projects which he had to venture into too. Building of new lecture halls, the ones being supported by TED Fund, and the ones the school had to put up, and the rest. So I would say before before I left the school, his administration was a very nice one. It's also extended, I believe it's also extended to the staff, his staff.
I told them in management that there must be a zero tolerance to financial leakages and misappropriation. And that we were able to handle. We did some reorganizations. Some internal control measures were put in place. We introduced things like fee pass system. We reorganized the few investment units we had. And then we brought in some professionals, because within the bursary we have good hands.
Then Anyanwu is reputed for prudent management of scarce resources. Who could have believed that a 6-room Alvan guest house, which was a shadow of itself for many years, would be so transformed into a 20-room apartment with state-of-the-art facilities, courtesy of the outgoing provost, Dr. Anyanwu.
The guest house over the years have been so dilapidated. It was one of the major challenges I had. I was determined that the college must have a guest house of its own. For us to get a little money saved, a little money put in there, it's not easy, knowing that a community like this, money comes in and goes out and all that. So to save a little money and put in, well, of course, I must tell you the truth that we also have a very competent engineer who is also devoted and who is also assisting us to get that thing done the way it is.
It's a 6-room guest house, but today as I talk to you, we have a 20-room guest house with state-of-the-art facilities all around. Initially, it was looked at as if it's not achievable, but gradually we injected funds into it, and today so many people have commended us, and I told them it's purely the idea of the provost, because he gave the approval.
Like any other institution, the Alvan Federal College of Education is also faced with some challenges, which, with enough resources, are not in any way unsurmountable.
Challenges are quite enormous, but the greatest challenge that we want to do more, certainly because there are quite a good number of other projects we have marked, but our limitation is funds.
Alvan is the oldest and in staff size the largest among colleges of education in Nigeria. The largest. And when you have that size of people, you have this size of need that must flow with the size of people. If the size of funding is not commensurate with the size of the people and the size of your needs, then you have a challenge. That's a challenge.
For the first time in the history of this college, under the leadership of Dr. Dan Anyanwu, there will be convocation for degree students and NCE students for the first time in the history of this college. It's a landmark achievement.
Our school went for accreditation with 6 departments, and we had full accreditation. How wonderful that is. Yes, we say to the glory of God, but to also our provost, our amiable digital provost, Oyopere, we call him, Dan, provided all it takes for us to achieve this feat.
It is therefore not a subject of debate that Dr. Dan Anyanwu, as the second substantive provost in the federal dispensation of the college, has indeed made robust achievements. Remarkably, the soft-spoken and meticulous provost couldn't have achieved all this alone. In all his speeches, he has always acknowledged the contributions of others in the growth and development of the institution, an indication that he carries his management along in decision-making issues. Dr. Anyanwu runs an all-inclusive administration, which ultimately attracts to him the full support of all his principal officers.
Let people know what you are doing. There's no way you can do everything alone. All that, most times you generate idea, you call people, you call your team, say this is what I want us to achieve. How do you go about it? Defining your purpose, your goal, and then convincing them, carrying them along. They are the people that even, when you bring up the idea, they are the people that will, fit it together and all that. And their own will now be to supervise. So on the part of students, involve them, because they are major stakeholders of the community. I've always told them that they are the commodity we have in tertiary institutions. That without them, no person has any business to do in tertiary institutions. They are the product, the commodity. So they are major stakeholders. So carry them along, like in TED4 meetings, they are part and parcel of the meeting. So we are doing projects and involve them, they know what we are doing and all that. So don't take them for granted, because they also have ideas.
He's really doing a nice job. Like the hostels, he makes sure everything is provided there. The libraries, equip them with enough books. And the students, lecturers, make sure that they do their job well. Able to educate the students so that we'll be a better people in the society.
This good work which he started, or which he has done here, he should continue it, he should extend it wherever he's going. I wish him God's blessings always, favor, protection on him. So anywhere that he goes, he should always make sure that in the impact which he has given to us, he should extend it out there.
We are saying long live, and we also want to say that that's God. We are wishing him God's protection. Since he has done a lot for us, all the good things he has done in this college, we also pray that God will also do good things in his family and his life. And his well deeds, things he has done in the college, cannot be easily forgotten amongst the staff and the students in our college.
First of all, I want to commend him. He has done his very best. He has done well too. So my sincere prayer for him is, as he bows out, let him have, he will still be an academic. Once an academic. So even if he's not functioning as the provost, wherever he is, he can still contribute to knowledge and Alvan as an institution, having built him over the years. So I want to say that it's not going to be easy for those of us in management. We're used to him, we're going to miss him, but life continues. That's the way of the world. You come to a stage, you play your own part, you leave, and somebody else continues to play the part. That's the way the world is. I wish him well.
He has done so much. I haven't had quite a relationship with him particularly, but from the distance I see him, he's been a father for every single Alvanite. I would say the best for him. He should keep up with the good work. Yeah, the best for him, please.
To God be the glory.